Okay, good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
It is, what day is Sunday?
Sunday.
We're in that book there, see? Today, Peter's miraculous escape from prison. Acts chapter 12, starting at verse 9. The night before Peter was to be placed on trial, he was asleep, fastened with two chains between two soldiers. Others stood guard at the prison gate. Suddenly, there was a bright light in the cell, and an angel of the Lord stood over Peter. The angel struck him on the side to wake him up and said, "Quick, get up!" And the chains fell off his wrists. Then the angel told him, "Get dressed and put on your sandals." And he did. So he put on your coat and follow me, the angel ordered. So Peter left the cell, following the angel, but all the time he thought it was a vision. He didn't realize it was actually happening. They passed the first and second guard post and came to the iron gate leading to the city. And this opened for them all by itself. So they passed through and started walking down the street, and then the angel suddenly left him. Peter finally came to his senses. "It's really true," he said. "The Lord has sent his angel and saved me from Herod and from what the Jewish leaders had planned to do to me." Then when he realized this, he went to the home of Mary, the mother of John Mark, where many were gathered for prayer. He knocked at the door in the gate, and the servant girl named Rhoda came to open it. Then, when she realized Peter's voice, she was overjoyed. She was so overjoyed that instead of opening the door, she ran back inside and told everyone, "Peter is standing at the door." "You're out of your mind," they said. When she insisted, they said, "It must be his angel." Meanwhile, Peter continued knocking. When they finally opened the door and saw him, they were amazed. He motioned for them to quiet down and told them how the Lord had led him out of prison. "Tell James and the other brothers what happened," he said, and then he went down to another place. At dawn, there was a great commotion among the soldiers about what had happened to Peter. Herod Agrippa ordered a thorough search for him. When he couldn't be found, Herod interrogated the guards and sentenced them to death. Afterward, Herod left Judea to stay in Caesarea for a while. And now the commentary. God sent an angel to rescue Peter. Angels are God's messengers. They are divinely created beings with supernatural power, and they sometimes take on human appearance in order to talk to people. Angels should not be worshipped because they are not divine. They are God's servants, just as we are. John Mark wrote the Gospel of Mark. His mother's house was large enough to accommodate a meeting of many believers. An upstairs room in this house may have been the location of Jesus' Last Supper with his disciples. Luke chapter 22, verse 8 through the rest of the chapter. The prayers of the group of believers were answered even as they prayed, but when the answer arrived at the door, they didn't believe it. We should be people of faith who believe that God answers the prayers of those who seek his will. When you pray, believe you'll get an answer, and when the answer comes, don't be surprised, be thankful. This James was Jesus' brother, who became a leader in the Jerusalem church, Acts chapter 15, verse 13, and Galatians chapter 1, verse 19. The James who was killed, Acts chapter 12, verse 2, was John's brother, and the one of the original 12 disciples. Under Roman law, guards who allowed a prisoner to escape were subject to the same punishment the prisoner was to receive. Thus, these 16 guards were sentenced to death. The Jews considered Jerusalem their capital, but the Romans made Caesarea their headquarters in Palestine. That is where Herod Agrippa I lived.
You know, I think that we're all guilty of that, or at least I know I am. You pray for something, and you want to believe it's going to happen soon, but then don't recognize it when it does happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and then you think it's
so
amazing.
Shocked and surprised.
Yeah, well, you're shocked or surprised, and you forget to give thanks.
Right.
You know, you just kind of like, oh, that's pretty cool, and you move on, and
Yes.
you know, and we should all stop and recognize it and give God the glory he deserves for such things.
Right.
Okay, we have a picture of for you to read.
Okay. I will post it at the end of the video, and you can pause to read it.
Yep. And that's all we have for today. And I hope everybody has a glorious weekend and a week coming up, and we'll talk to you later.
Okay.